Catherine Imuragit, KTN, Nairobi.
The Court of Appeal has overturned a landmark judgment of over 8 billion shillings property, handing it to a company associated with former Vice President Moody Awori, his wife, and former President Jomo Kenyatta's lawyer Francis Dagama. The Environment and Lands Court had found that neither Mushanga Investment nor its rivals Telesus and Joseph Milimu Konzolo owned the prime property. Justice Oscar Angote, earlier in his High Court verdict, had directed that it ought to revert to the family of its initial owner, Arnold Bradley. Daniel Kariuki has more.
This is the land that has been in dispute for more than 10 years. The land situated in Nairobi's Karen Estate for a decade, Mushanga Investments has been battling several persons and companies that claimed ownership of the 135 acres of prime land worth 8 billion shillings. On Friday, the Court of Appeal ruled on the ownership of the land, overturning an earlier High Court ruling by handing it to a company associated with former Vice President Moody Awori, his wife and former President Jomo Kenyatta's lawyer Francis Dagama Rose. Court of Appeal judges Patrick Kiage, Stephen Radido and Rachel Ngetich reversed the verdict by finding that although there was no sale agreement between Mushanga and Barclays Bank, which had been appointed by Bradley to manage his estate after his death, the company was continually in possession of the property until the case was filed. In an earlier High Court verdict that was overturned, Justice Oscar Angote had ordered the public trustee to hunt for Bradley's surviving heirs and bequeath them the land. He also declared that the titles obtained were acquired through fraud and also ruled that the titles held by Mushanga and other investments companies or any other persons acting under them were null and void. The current land was at the heart of high-octane politics in 2017. President William Ruto, then a deputy president, sued Johnson Muthama, the former Machakos senator, James Orengo, who is the Siaya governor, Kakamega Senator Boni Halwale, Elizabeth Ongoro, who was nominated, and Suna East MP Junet Mohammed, after they accused him of grabbing the land. In his case, Ruto said the allegations were untrue and malicious, since he did not own any part of the disputed land and was never involved in its acquisition. The opposition leaders had claimed that top government officials were linked to the land tussle, forcing EACC to be called in to investigate. Daniel Kariuki, KTN.
Weekend Prime now takes a short break. I'll be back in